What's up, everybody? This is ZM Art coming at you with another speed paint. I thought that this time I would kind of narrate and explain how I do these pieces for these speed paints, so kick back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to start off with a bit of a sketch, and I use this to kind of lay out how I want my piece to look and where I want everything to line up in my piece. So with this portrait of Hatsune Miku, we wanted to really fill out this frame. Doesn't necessarily have to be a full body, but she's super recognizable whether you see all of her or not with those big old twin tails of hers. As for what is actually making up this piece, I decided I wanted Miku holding like one of those big 1950s style microphones. And I wanted it to be kind of like a snapshot of one of her concerts. So I made sure everything was flowy, but still energetic and poppy. And I knew that would have to translate to the colors really well too. Now we move on to line art, which is where we really refine where we want things and how we want things to look. Typically, I will vary the width of my line art, so I'll make it thicker in the middle, then thinner on the ends. You'll really see this if you look at the line art in the hair. It makes everything feel more light and flowy and wispy. The key to good-looking line art is long, confident strokes. You don't want to spend too much time just slowly making sure every line looks perfect. What I do a lot is I will make a long, confident stroke that will have plenty of excess, and then I will just erase the extra lines. That's the beauty of digital art. You can do that cleanly. So just make a big, long stroke, and you'll see a lot of them here, especially in the hair, where a lot of excess line is left over, and then I'll go back and erase what is not needed. Now we're moving on to flat color, and flat color is pretty much the boring part of the drawing because you're really just filling in kind of like a coloring book when you were a kid. I also did the background here, but now we move on to shading, which is one of my favorite parts, and I start off by coloring all the line art. I have an automatic action in Clip Studio Paint that does this for me, but it basically just matches the color of the lines similarly to the color that they're touching. So like the skin lines will have more of a red hue, and her hair lines will have more of a blue hue because her hair is blue. With shading, however, I'll typically start off with a multiply layer on top of my flat color, and I will airbrush in a slightly hue shifted color just into the softer areas that I know will be darker. So like her neck, around her face, anywhere that the light really wouldn't touch. Kind of like the bottom of her sleeve is another place. And then I will go back in with another multiply layer on top of that, hue shift even more, and then go in with a pen, and I'll make it more refined, where it's going to be really, really dark. And you'll notice I did this a lot on the hair. Now I also tend to blur my shading. You don't have to do that, but I did for this piece. I tried some hair highlights here. They didn't really work out, so I tried a different method. The eyes are a lot of fun because they're a combination of multiple methods, using a lot of multiply and overlay layers. And now we come to the final rendering. This is the part of the process where you sort of add all the fancy stuff. So like all the glowy effects, the small little details on her sleeve and on her skirt. Also this piano pattern on her tights. This is also where I added a bunch of light sticks in the background to make it really feel like a Vocaloid concert. And I added a bunch of glow dodge to really give the effect that she's underneath stage lights. And a little bit of final touches and a signature, and we have our final piece. Hey, thanks for checking out this speed paint. If you want to see me draw stuff like this live, go ahead and head on over to twitch.tv/ZMArt. Or if you want to see more of my art, check out my Twitter and my Instagram. If you want to see more of these speed paints, feel free to check out the full playlist. And thanks again for watching.